Well, welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Jan, Edic, Frank, and we are live at the Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 3 for our first semifinal of the 2023 Sterling Cup 18 to 22 goal tournament. This is a phenomenal game right here you're going to see today. Field 3 is immaculate. Ready to play a semifinal. We have our mounted officials, Esteban Ferrari and Gaston Thorniak, mounted in the center of the field with both of our teams. So let's go to the introduction of the players. And Jan, Edic, Frank.
Thank you very much, and a very good afternoon also from me. Great to be back here at Grand Champions. Now, without any further ado, let me introduce you to these two 22-goal teams. I'm going to start from right to left with the visiting team, of course, being Scone. So please welcome at number 1, playing off 0 goals, Mr. Cable Magnus. At number 2, playing off a very strong, solid 4 goals, give it up for Cody Ellis, ladies and gentlemen. There he is, Cody Ellis. And then, of course, the 2 9-goalers. Let's start off by Porotto Cambiasso. There he is, coming in at number 3. And at number 4, the other 9-goaler, Pelon Sterling. Good afternoon to you, sir. And now over to the boys in black, the home team, ladies and gentlemen. At number 1, please welcome the one and only Mr. Mark Ganzi. At number 2, I know he's got a lot that he wants to do here this afternoon. Give it up for Double G, Mr. Grant Ganzi. And then, of course, the 2 brothers at number 3, welcoming back to Grand Champions, Hector Castagnola. Good afternoon to you, sir. And the other 9-goaler, his brother, of course, the powerhouse that is Barto Castagnola. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Our 2 mounted officials on the field, Gaston Dorignac and Esteban Ferrari. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Steve Lane, in the studio, our 3rd man, and, of course, our instant replay official. I hope you're ready for this one. We've got a pretty full house here at Grand Champions Polo Club this afternoon. And as Dale was saying, field 3 in an absolutely immaculate condition. So once again, a big thank you to the ground staff getting this field in such a great condition.
Yeah, so today we are, Jan, as you said, using the challenge system. So we are embracing the technology at a higher level. We will be giving each team a challenge, 1 challenge per half. And also the umpires will have a challenge, 1 challenge per half, where if the umpires do disagree on a call, they can send that into our instant replay official, IRO/3rd man, Mr. Steve Lane, in the CTV studios. So that gives about 6 challenges per game. And last year we found out that it was embraced highly by the players and the sponsors. And here we go. First ball in play, and away we go. 2023 first semifinal of the Sterling Cup.
Well, it has to be expected. At this level, of course, both of these teams are not going to wait or keep us waiting and revving up those engines. Now then, on the move with the number 2, Grant Ganzi. Remember, Audi playing in the black shirts, Scone in the white shirts. And first breakaway here for the man in the number 4, Barto Castagnola. And he, of course, will be, like his brother, will be marked very closely. Pelon Sterling there getting the better of that first attack. Again, a little bit of a sibling, very good understanding there as Hector leaves this one for Barter. Look at those ponies open up. Now then, going with him. Cambiasso, not able to do much as Hector comes through that little gap. Hector, little tap, nicely done. He's got Barter right behind him, and we have the first whistle at just over 6.5 minutes played in the first. Not 2 play in the first, Chukka.
You got it. So they come together there, Audi in the black jersey with the offensive attack, and it's going to be the Castagnola brothers coming in full steam. And as you watch the replay here, Barto starts it off with the number 4 on his back. Perotto's got no play. They leave it for Hector. Then he falls in behind. Barto falls in behind. And then they catch the number 4, David Sterling, going from right to left, fouling the 2nd man. So the call on the field will be fouling the 2nd man. And that ball was right around the 60-yard mark. So it looks like they're going to bring it in for our first open goal penalty 2 of the day. 30-yard shot, 1 approach, 1 swing at the ball, and it will be Hector Castagnola.
And Castagnola, of course, will make easy pickings out of that one. So Audi getting off to the better start here, winning that first penalty and, of course, converting nicely that first goal, or getting that first goal, courtesy of Hector Castagnola. As I say, a good 6 minutes left to play here in this first of our 6 Chukkas, and Audi take the lead by 1 goal 1-0.
We'll be using the courtesy change also today, Yan. So remember, halfway through each chukker, the players will have the opportunity to change their four-legged athlete. And look at this, on the move, hit the...
Once again, Audi winning the throw-in, and that at this level will make a big, big difference, especially if it gets a little bit tight later on. Yeah, coming across that player once again. I'm sure he was unaware of the fact. Number 2, Cody Ellis here. I think he might get caught out on that one.
Yeah, super play here by the Casanoli. Notice how he flips that ball on the near side, the left side of the pony. Then he jumps onto the offside, which means that takes away the offensive play, the offside, the right side of the pony on Cody Ellis. And they'll be caught on a reaching call, right away violation. So right off the bat, we get 2 penalty shots in favor of Audi Black today. This ball going across the field at about the 80-yard line, so they're going to boom it to the 60-yard line. 2 top umpires in the world here, Esteban Ferrari and Gaston Dorniak, and also working, of course, with our manager and true professional at all levels of the umpiring trade, Mr. Steve Lane in the CTV studios. And it looks like we're going to get Heta to do the honors here from the 60-yard mark.
Well, he's hit that surprisingly low. I'm sure he would have intended to hit that one high in the sky, so that one just goes wide. So Scone dodging another early bullet here. They're already down by 1 goal. That could have easily made it 2. And that ball going out to the left, so of course Scone now with possession. And a knock-in, of course, from the back line. But notice how Audi is standing very, very deep here in Scone territory. Cambiasso now with a nice little run. Gets that one comfortably over the halfway line. Going up now on his left is Cody. Certainly overcooked that one. He's got Heta coming in for the challenge. Leaves this one for Pelon. Sterling. In comes Ganzi as well, wanting a piece of the action. Still Sterling. Umpire there just keeping an eye on making sure that ball keeps moving. That's a very deep ball. Right into the danger zone. Good bit of defending here by Audi, just making sure that they don't concede the equaliser so early on. Ganzi going up, anticipating a long ball. No one's actually with him. And there is said pass. It's going to just stay in. Well played here by Ganzi. He read it, he saw it coming, and he's up and away. Ganzi over on the far side. Has to slam on the brakes. He's got no one to play it to. Tries to centre as he takes it round that bend. Scone using the time to come back and reform. Cambiasso just having to pave the way clear there for Heta to try and release the ball off the banners. Or off the boards, I should say. Once again, Audi. Nice little turn there by this time Barto Castagnola. Trying to find a little gap if they can. Again, they find themselves in deep in the half of Scone. They've got to be careful here. They still have possession. A little run here. So Scone, really feeling the pressure in the heat here that Audi already in this first chukker revving up that engine. Ganzi now. Nicely done. Keeps it in play. A little deflection off the banners, but it's going to be met by Sterling. Picked up very quickly by Cambiasso. Trying to get a bit of calm into the Scone defence to try and start and launch another offensive. Nice pass over to Cody. Ellis now, not much you could do with that. Bartle leans far out, try to pick it up on the near side. Sterling will be thinking, thank you very much. I'll have a piece of this. Still Sterling. He's left the entire traffic behind. Just Ganzi to get through now. Still Sterling. Just tapping that ball in. Gets a challenge from Castagnola, but it was too little too late. And the first goal here for Scone, Pelon Sterling.
Yeah, Pelon Sterling. This is a superb play by Pelon as he picked his ball up, and he must have touched it about 25 times as he ran from center field to the goal. Remember the polo field, 300 yards long by 160 yards wide. Pelon Sterling, one of the best players in the world to carry the ball like that. Now remember, some big points that are going on here now. Yan, remember, this is the first time that Heta Casanola and Barto Casanola have actually faced off against Perotto Cambiasso and David Sterling since their, loss in the Argentine Open. So there's a lot of energy out here. You want to get back on the field and play, but they have not faced each other since that upset where Laudolfino Sari took home the cup this year, and it was against La Natividad.
Well, I'm guessing that's also why we have such a high attendance here this afternoon. Much anticipated, of course, this semi-final between these two teams, as you rightly said. So a lot at stake here and a lot of energy.
Yeah, you got it. You know, remember, and this is just a great tournament. We had 4 solid teams enter the 2023 Sterling Cup this year, and this tournament is it's one of the pride and joys of the Grand Champions Polo Club. The Sterling Cup was resurrected 7 years ago after a 22-year absence. It was brought back by Grand Champions President Melissa Ganzi in hopes of recapturing Polo's glory days, man, and this was the cup to win back in the day. Yan, and it's great to have a new home here at the Grand Champions Polo Club.
Absolutely. Now then, quick courtesy change. Players are back out on the field, and let's see how they fare in this. A good 3 minutes left to play in the opening Chukka. Picked up once again by Castagnola. Cambiasso chasing that ball. Last man now in defence. Dangerously close in front of those 2 goal posts. Can't afford any mistake here. Audi, especially Castagnola. Either of the two will, of course, be very clinical in trying to find another opportunity to score. But a nice run here it's turning out and developing here for Cambiasso. Look at that pony open up. Castagnola on the shoulder of Cambiasso, but that pony just incredible the way it accelerated. Super goal, and as you would say, Dale, a coast to coast.
Coast to coast like butter on toast, and Proto Cambiasso can put the butter on the toast as good as any player in the world. And this showed you right there how smooth he is. Poetry in motion, and he is rocking and rolling. And it just goes to show you, remember, be careful of the courtesy change. Players come out on fresh legs, and when they do, you usually see big plays happen. Proto Cambiasso jumping on a fresh pony and showing you how to get it done quickly.
You said it, Dale. That's exactly what happened. And great run. And the first goal of the 9-goaler, who, reading through some of the notes, got the youngest ever.
Forever, and he'll be going to 10 in May. So, you know, he's an amazing guy, and he deserves every bit of it.
Well, I would say, Dale, it runs in the family.
I think it does run in the family. Watch his sister play yesterday. Also was playing amazing, and congratulations to her winning the Women's Argentine Open this year, 2022.
Now let's go back to the action. Nice little tee up there from Castagnola, trying to feed the ball to Grant Ganzi. Haven't seen too much of him just yet, but I know he's got a lot of ambition and a lot of motivation for this game. He was just about to take that ball there, and we have the first whistle after the courtesy change with just a little over a minute left to play.
Yeah, very clean beginning here, as they only had 2 penalties before the courtesy change. Now we'll pick up a third, and we said field 3 here at the Grand Champions Polo Club. It does run north and south. We have a north blowing from the north, the wind today. So a bit easier, I would say, and running to the south goal today. We'll call that the Miami goal. But the Orlando goal going north here, and Barto is hitting directly into the wind. But this kid is one of the strongest hitters in the world.
Yeah, and that wind is picking up slightly now. Getting a little bit overcast, but you said it earlier, Dale, ideal conditions here for both the 4-legged and, of course, the 2-legged athlete. Well, he went for a shot. And you can see the goal judge there already indicating as it was airborne, it went out to the right-hand side. So once again, Scone in possession. We are still at 2-1 in favour of Scone.
Yeah, I like the thought process here, Yan. You got the wind blowing in your face. Why not try to run it in a little closer? Just a little too hot, off to the right side. Knock in coming. It's going to be David. He's got Peroto.
Cambiasso spanks that one over the halfway line. Looking to feed that one to Cody. Nobody there. He's going to have another crack at this still. Cambiasso. And an appeal from the Cobra being heard by the head umpire there, Gaston Dorignac.
We do have a whistle on the play. So we'll see what... Okay.
24 seconds
Okay,
left.
we're going to go ahead and check this real quick.
So we got 24 seconds. Well, I think... the umpire is calling Chukka, so whilst We will review that play as they go into the first Chukka break. We'll come back, of course, and let you know exactly what went on there. There was a whistle. Some of the players because of that, we're not able to hear the whistle that they played on, but the whistle had, of course, gone. So 2-1 at the end of Chukka number 1 after a great goal from Porotto Cambiasso and Pelon Sterling. The penalty too that was converted by Hector Castagnola, also from Audi. And that is how they leave the field after that first Chukka, as I say, 2-1. And whilst we're waiting for the IRO, the third man, to come back with an update exactly why we had that whistle, let me also right now remind you, tomorrow, very important, you don't want to miss this, tomorrow the second semi-final of the Sterling Cup, and that'll be tomorrow, Thursday, the 9th of February at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Field yet to be confirmed, but make sure you go to all the social media and all the websites, Grand Champions Polo Club, to find out where that will take place. We'll give the players a couple of minutes and we'll be back with an update on why that whistle blew when we come back for Chukka number 2. Make sure you stay tuned right here on CTV Sports.
Welcome back to CTV Sports. I am Dale Schwetz with Jan Edik Frank, and we did have a whistle at the end of our first Chukka as play did continue, but there was a whistle. Remember, the wind is blowing from the east, and it's blowing pretty hard, so it can be a little difficult to hear. So we had one umpire that thought he had Ganzi on the line. One had, so I want to make sure there was Perotto had to go offside or near side. So we sent that to the IRO, or instant replay official, Steve Lane, and he said the black was on the right-of-way. So we will start our second Chukka with a penalty 5A from the spot. A good job there by the three-man team. Working well. We're ready to go, Gaston. And here we go, Jan. So we will start with the 5A, and it's going to be Bartel.
Castagnola to get things underway here for Chukka number 2. If you've just joined us, a very good afternoon to you. It's Scone in the white shirts. Let me just quickly run you through who's out there. Of course, Cable Magnus at number 1, Cody Ellis, the 4-goaler, playing at number 2. And then the 2 9-goalers, Porotto Cambiasso, having scored in that first Chukka, and of course Pelon Sterling, both coming in of 9 goals and both having, as I said, scored in that first Chukka. Hector Castagnola got his name up on the score sheet with a penalty 2 conversion also in the first Chukka. And we have another whistle, I believe, Dale?
Yeah, whistle on the play, so we're going to come right out of the penalty 5A. And then Audi gets a great run here, and this is going to be a turning call. And this is a pretty easy turn on the replay. You just watch as the ball goes straight down the field, and then one player goes to the right side there. Ganzi's going to ride it out. He's directly on it. So a turn against Scone, and that ball's inside the 30-yard line. So it looks like they're going to go ahead and bring it back. And I guess, they have the opportunity to keep it from the spot or take it back to the 30-yard line. In this case, I think they're probably going to bring it back to the 30, Jan, because of the angle. The angle's pretty steep there where that ball was, and it was right on the end line. So a pretty tough shot at goal. So they're going to bring it back to the 30-yard mark, and it'll be Hector Castagnola to do the honors one more time. For Audi, this will be his second penalty 2 of the game.
And exactly as you said, Dale, no mistake there. His second penalty 2, and with that, of course, the equaliser, and that makes it 2 goals apiece. And we did just talk about the wind picking up. It's died off a little bit. The sun's coming out somewhat, but really ideal conditions. And Dale, I got to say, I'm absolutely amazed at the quality of this field.
Yeah, no, they've done an amazing job preparing for our high goal season 2023 here. Remember, 5th year for the World Polo League. We're all pumped up about it, but it's all about the 2023 Sterling Cup. And here we go, Heta, and looks like Proto.
Cambiasso coming in for the challenge. Castagnola still in possession, taking his time, just churning the angle, wasn't able to control. Cambiasso will be thinking, I'll have that, thank you very much. 2-on-2 here, the two brothers. Left it behind now for Pelon. Pelon tries to hammer that one across the field. Create a little bit of space there for Cody Ellis. Let's see what he can do with that. Not much. And this could be the chance for a breakaway here once again for Castagnola. He's going to have to run this one himself. Look at that pony open up graciously. Again, Castagnola. As you said, Dale, elegance or poetry in motion. And that's his first goal out of regular play. And with that, Audi take the lead 3-2.
Yeah, that's a great run for you once again, Jan. When he gets out front, I love the Bay Pony. Flattens out so fast. And it's just so smooth on that run. And when you get het out in front once again, as in David or Perotto, these guys, you got to be careful. They are goal-scoring machines. Okay, golazo hit the Castagnola. And that field, once again, is like a pool table, Jan. If anybody gets loose today, you need to watch out. It looks like we had one player coming in late, but they're going to go ahead and wait for him there. And we got everybody back to the center. And remember, they'll switch directions for any of you new viewers today. That's the procedure in the game of polo. And watch out, here comes Heta.
Castagnola once again. Well, you can see they're out there. They got a mission, and so far they're doing everything that they wanted. He can slow down a little bit, get the putter out, and there it is from the halfway line. Nice little goal. That's goal number 4 for Heta Castagnola.
Castagnola scoring 3 goals in less than 2 minutes. Here we go again, Jan. We've been talking about this. Steve Lane and I, we watched it already in the 8 and 12 goal. We saw 4 goals scored in under 3 minutes. Heta just scored, and I'm going to have to do the math. He might have done that in a minute and a half because he had the penalty shot. Then he went the other way out of the bowling, from the breakaway, and now he just went out of the bowling once again.
And not only that, Dale, we've got 4.5 minutes left to play. Let's see if he can make a double hat-trick. You never know what might be coming here. You
might get another one. They haven't had a courtesy change yet.
Not yet. Here we go then. Ball's back in play over on the far side. Scone this time getting the better of that throw in. Cambiasso sends a nice long ball down the field, hoping it'll be met by Sterling. Nice pick up here on the near side, Sterling. That's going to be a very difficult shot and under the neck on the near side. You've got to time that just right. And I think there was a little bit of a deflection coming off that pony. So unlucky, but good effort.
Yeah, good effort. Very tough shot there. David Sterling, no. I like how he regained the energy here. Heta gets very hot, scores 3 goals in a row. You need to shut it down. You need to shut that energy down. Don't let them keep that energy going. They're going to go ahead and get a breakaway play here. Bad luck. Good defense by Heta. That'll send us into our courtesy change. You know, Jan, you were talking about Perotto and being the youngest player to win the Argentine Open. And, well, it's funny because there's been a couple of people win it at the age of 17 years old. So you actually got to go by the actual days and months. So he was actually 17 years old in 6 days, and he won it with his father. And also the other youngest guy was Benjamin Araya, whose brother's actually going to umpire here with us. So it's nice to see him here. And he was 17 years old. He won it with his father also in 3 months and 11 days. So Perotto beat him to be the youngest. And it just goes on and on. We're going to go through a lot of fun stats for you here. Big shout out to our mom, as we call her, Sharon Robb, keeping us lined out. And we love her to death. She's always with us, boy. We'll be going over this. But these guys are just amazing, Jan. So young, so talented.
Well, you never know, Dale. I mean, the records and the bars get raised year on year. We're talking about a 17-year-old now. I'm sure it's only a matter of time until we see the first 16-year-old out there. Like I say, these guys, they come out, the younger they start, the better they get. And I've seen these boys play as well. Remember, they made their debut here in America for the first time. Was it last year or the year before? And it's great to see them back. Also, Perotto Cambiasso, of course, with his father, Adolfo, back in Wellington. You really have got the best of the best competing here, and as you said, we're all really, really excited about this. The 5th edition of the WPL, the highest level of polo played anywhere on planet Earth and surrounding planets outside of Argentina, of course. Here we go then. Audi with a powerful cracking shot under the neck there from Barto, feeds it, and it was literally on the green. You cannot play them better than that to Castagnola. Cambiasa coming in for the challenge. Oh, nice little turnaround here. And now we saw that just a few moments ago. This time he's got plenty of space, enough time to tee that ball up just how he wants it, and gets rewarded. Pelon Sterling picking up his second goal and reducing the deficit now to 4-3.
Yeah, that's what I love about Pelon. Remember Pelon playing on that winning La Delfinas Saudi team in the Argentine Open. This guy, he's the type of player who he reacts to the game so well. When he needs to get a goal or needs to take control, he always seems to raise his level. He's got to get down and dirty, he'll get down and dirty. If he's got to open it up and score goals, he'll get out there and he'll make it happen. So this is a big goal here, just to not to let them slip away and get that 2 or 3 goal lead, and that pushes it to a 1-goal difference.
Back to the action we go. Scone winning. That throw in, very important. In comes the first challenge. Ganzi, this time the man trying to send it back to where it came from. Composure and, of course, high levels of concentration are what are asked here now. Cambiasa, look at that pony just come out of those starting blocks. Incredible how he is managing to find another gap. Just literally waltzing Matilda through that Audi defence. Eventually it was just one player too many, and at 2:29, a whistle on the play.
Yeah, Proto now he's going to jump into the action. He's going to help David and apply the pressure, and this is great here by Scone. They win both bowl-ins. They get the offensive attack, and Proto, he works the ball all the way in and gets help from his David there coming in to help, and then they try to take it to the inside, and then you get a player riding over the top, and so that's going to go back to the Audi team, and it's going to be fouling the second man, a very similar foul we saw earlier in the game. Really 5A, and Cobra on the first run of the day.
After that superb pass from Castagnola, picks that one up nicely, needs to centre it, and I saw him practice a little bit earlier. He was doing exactly what he's doing here. Oh, a little bit unlucky there. I thought he would have put that one through, because we know the Cobra can be extremely clinical.
This is great for Audi, Jan, to get to Cobra involved now, get them pulling the team. Grant and Mark, when they get pulling the team, it adds that third, the fourth dimension, and that's a great run just off to the outside, but a super coast-to-coast play and a powerful power polo play on the penalty 5A.
Cambiaso on the far side, just taking the pace out of things a little bit. Again, incredible eye for the ball. Sends that one up. I think he's found Cody Ellis, the 4-goal player. Now the rotation coming through. Scone getting stronger and stronger now throughout this second Chukka. With just under a minute and a half to go, another interruption, another whistle by our two-mounted officials.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. David Sterling, once again, he puts his shoulders down in the black helmet, and when he gets going forward, he is a steamroller. He breaks out of there. He gets actually he's going to be flipped around. And we are going to have a challenge on the play. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this one.
Okay, well, whilst we take a look at that one, let me just once again remind you, tomorrow, as I said, very important to put into your diaries, the second semi-final. Tomorrow, Thursday, the 9th of Feb, 3 o'clock. And that, of course, here at Grand Champions Polo Club, the field yet to be announced. But let me also, whilst we're just waiting for our third man to come back, to tell you about the other two teams that, of course, are competing here in the Sterling Cup. We've got Tamera with Alejandro Poma, Segundo Saravi, Pedrinho Saharis, I hope I pronounced that correct, and, of course, Diego Kavanagh. And that's the other team that'll be playing, of course, tomorrow in, as I say, that second semi-final. And, of course, Valiente with Bob Janavis. Very, very happy to have Bob Janavis return after a nearly 2-year hiatus after fighting and beating and battling cancer. So great to see him back in the saddle. And, of course, Adolfo Cambiasa will be here. Peque Gonzalez and Lucas Criado Jr., the 6-goaler. As I say, they will be taking on Tamera, and that, excuse me, will be coming on your screens and on CTV Sports tomorrow afternoon here, Florida local time. And I believe, Dale, you've got some news for us.
Okay, so here we go, our first challenge of the day. And Bartolo Castagnolo, you saw him, he went by on the near side, and he blew a foul against him. Audi didn't think it was a foul. They went ahead and challenged it. Let's see, second Chukka challenge. Remember, you get one per half. It's going to be an open goal. And the drone was perfect. So they went to the third man, went to the IRO, third man, Steve Lane. He agreed with the umpires, foul against the black. So the foul standed, and now Audi will lose their challenge for the first half.
And we're down to the last 40-odd seconds here to play in the second Chukka. 4 goals apiece. And we still have plenty of polo coming your way, of course, here on CTV Sports. Audi once again find themselves deep in their own half. And there is the first horn. Castagnola making the most of that open space. Again, a super pass telling Ganzi just to leave that one. Slightly topped that one over, but he did have, or would have, Castagnola Heta, his brother, to maybe lend him a helping hand. But this is an opportunity now, but has he got the time? He's got about 5 or 6 seconds, if that. Cambiasso needs to open those shoulders and take a long shot, and he's going to just let that one run out. And there is the second horn, the second siren. So 4 goals apiece, Dale. A hat-trick coming from Heta Castagnola. A penalty 2, and of course 2 goals scored out of play. Pelon Sterling came back with a quick answer, but it just wasn't to be more than it's exactly that. 4 goals apiece. We will be back in just a few moments with Chukka number 3.
World Polo League, a new breed of polo.
The third Chukka action here, CTV Sport, Dale Sweats and Jan-Erik Frank. We're talking about Proto Cambiasso and actually winning the Argentine Open with his father, and also Benjamin Arado winning and his father. And that was actually Colonel Suarez, too, with Horacio Arado. They were 17 years old, both of them. Well, another fun fact is that Proto's going to 10 goals in May, but his father actually went to 10 goals at 17 years old, and he actually holds the record for the youngest 10-goaler ever, Adolfo Cambiasso. And so he's going to go in May, and when he goes in May, like you said, he's going to have to take the record over because his father currently holds the record at 17 years, 8 months, and 15 days. So when he was ranked in 10 goals in 1993, so he's actually going to take over that from his dad. So I'm sure they'll have a great party.
They will indeed, Dale. And maybe
Isn't it amazing how it comes down to days and months?
It
and
does. It does.
Wait a minute, hours and minutes
Yeah.
with these guys. It just shows you how talented they are. Congratulations to the Cambiasos and the Arada, especially being to win with your son has got to be just the ultimate.
That must be, that must be something which I'm sure every father would love to see. And good luck to them. I remember, was it 2 years ago, last year? I can't remember when it was that they both won the US Open for the first time. The 9th win for Cambiaso, and the first time with his son.
Yeah.
So great to see that father and son. And I can only hope that one day we might see Double G and the
Oh,
Cobras.
they love it. Mark and them feel the same way. I know Bob Janava's back also. I remember talking about Bob after battling cancer. What a great job he has done. Come back, so we want to be a big shout out to Bobby J and the Valiente team playing with Adolfo this year. And Peque Gonzalez, they have a very strong team of Peque Gonzalez, and I'm really looking forward to see Lucas Criado Jr. And then, of course, our fourth team, Tamara coming in, and Ali Poma with his boys. So that's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to play tomorrow. But back to the action here, third Chucker action, and we got it all tied up, Jan.
And a whistle. I was just about to start running away with that one as Hector picked that one up over on the far side. He turned. And the whistle coming in from the umpire, just stopping the clock at 7:03. So very early on here in, as you said, the tie is 4 goals apiece. And make sure you stay with us before you go and get yourself a fresh cup of coffee for the stats, which, of course, is a great feature here at CTV Sports. And that'll be coming right after the end of this Chukka, and we will, of course, be bringing you some very interesting stats also at the end of the game, so make sure you stick around for that. So, clock is ticking. A quick taken penalty, 5A. Ganzi, the Cobra, tried to clear that one, and, a lot of traffic in front of that goal mouth, and it's easy pickings there for Perota Cambiaso. They all kind of crack at it. Castagnoli came in, tried to save it, but just overrode that play. And then, of course, Cambiaso said, muchas gracias.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how easy it was. So, yeah, he actually stole the ball from 3 different players, or 3 different players went for the attack on Peroto. And Peroto's so skilled. A little bad luck there for the Audi team. They had chances to clear that ball out, but Peroto just staying composed. And, hence why he's going to 10 goals in May. You can see it. He's beyond his years, Jan, Frank.
He certainly is, and with that score, he also gets his hat-trick. Not quite what Hector did. Hector scored a hat-trick within 1 Chukka. That was Chukka number 2. Peroto is spreading it out a little bit. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 1 in the third. And with that also, they take the lead. Scone now leading by 5 goals to 4, but still plenty of time and plenty of polo left in this first half. Again, Cambiaso slightly topped that one a little bit. Castagnoli gets a piece of it, and it's going to be landing at the doorstep there of Pelon Sterling. Yeah, a lot of traffic coming from a lot of angles.
Yeah, and they come flying right here in front of us. So the 2 umpires right on it. And remember now, the Scone team still has a challenge for the first half. So they can they've saved their challenge, so they'll have a challenge if they need it. Audi lost there in the second Chukker.
Well, I remember last year, Dale, and I always like to recite you when you talk about these challenges, is that risk-reward matrix. And you are a scientist.
Yeah, we have the risk-reward matrix. We'll never challenge. Of course, remember, never challenge with energy. You know, and it's always better that the player that fouled never makes the challenge. Always have another player on your team decide whether you should challenge, because the player that fouls usually doesn't, is not trying to foul. So he usually doesn't think he fouls. I think the teams have worked it out pretty well. Jan, have gotten used to using the technology, and as we say, embrace the technology. It's not going away here at CTV Sports.
Castagnoli on the far side, able to find a little bit of space to work with. Again, the Cobra going up, anticipating another one of those monster shots. He's going to have to lend another little helping hand on that one. And that one has just tippled over the sideboard, so there will be a change of possession.
Yeah, a little change of possession here. My favorite, procedure that's changed over the last within the last 10 years. I love this change here. I think it's amazing, Yan, and we have seen a lot of games won and lost on this change of possession. Here's the leapfrog, and now Perotto.
Cambiasso gets the ball over the halfway line. Monster shot up to the front door. Castagnola coming back in defence. Nice little turn here. Oh, he's weaving and he's trying to just find a little gap here to finish it. A little under the neck shot. Oh, very unlucky. Oh, he got through. He did manage to get through. That's an incredible goal. After I thought he might just, get a little bit unlucky. So a lot of hard work. Scone picking up another one. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that looked like Cody Ellis to me. There's a lot of traffic in front of that goal mouth. So 6 goals to 4 now. And as Audi had a little bit of a 2-goal lead early on, now the shoe's on the other foot. Scone have paced themselves a little bit coming into this game, taking their time. And at 3:37, with that whistle that's just gone, we will have the courtesy change here in Chukka number 3. Oh, it's Pelon. Thank you very much, Del. It was Pelon Sterling. So Pelon Sterling, and I believe it came off a horse as well. Well, I'm sure Scone won't be fussed how they get the score. So 6 goals to 4 now. They have the 2-goal advantage. And we'll be right back in just a few moments with a good 3.5 minutes left to play here in the first half.
Well, we've always had people talking about the courtesy change, and the courtesy change has been so instrumental in the game of polo and how it's helped out. And now it is a tournament condition with the United States Polo Association. And I always like to tell people that they always need to go back and really study the 3 races in America, the 3 horse races. They call it the Triple Crown. And the Preakness is the shortest race that we have, and it's a mile and 3/16. It's 9.5 furlongs. It takes 1 minute 53 seconds to run that. It was set by Secretariat in 73. The record. He won every race that year in 73. Kentucky Derby, 1.25 miles, 10 furlongs, 1 minute 59. And then you look at the Belmont, which is the longest race. It's 1.5 miles, 12 furlongs. He runs it in 2 minutes and 24 seconds, and hence the courtesy change. When polo is a 7.5 minutes in 1 chukker. And not just that, not just the horses that are just running straight, as Steve Lane brought up in our last broadcast, but they're stopping and turning, they're running and going. So it's just amazing. It's been so supportive for the 4-legged athlete. And here we go, as with 3:25 left here in this first half, there comes another goal.
Absolutely, and once again, Scone here, not wasting any time, increasing that lead now to 7 goals to 4. So, on a bit of a roll here, as I said, took them a little bit of time, or maybe that was part of the strategy to allow Audi a false sense of security. And Cody Ellis this time getting his first score of the game. And as I say, extending that lead or that cushion out to a 3-goal cushion, 7 goals to 4. Audi, a little bit unlike what we saw in the first and the second Chukka. Ball's back in play. Let's have a look now if Audi can come back quick. They could do with 1 or 2 goals before they go into the half-time interval. So they peaked in the second Chukka. If we look at the Chukkas as they play at the moment, it was 2 goals to 1 at the end of the first, 3 goals to 2 in favour of Audi at the end of the second, and at the moment it's 2 goals to 0 in this third Chukka in favour of Scone. And Scone once again with a monster shot. Now let's see if Cambiasso, incredible angle. You saw him there just try to put that one in on the near post under the neck. There wasn't much in it, but it was a very, very tight angle, but definitely an A for effort. Ball went over the back line with 2 minutes left to play. Audi, of course, deep in their own half, have to take that ball all the way up the field. Play is called. Now let's see if they've got a little bit of something special up their sleeve here to finish strong in this first half. Once again, Castagnola to Castagnola. Head up, looking for Bartow. Bartow relatively unmarked as we speak, or as I speak. Nice little hook there from Pelon, fakes the backhand. Cambiasa coming in. Yeah, he just reads that play so well. And of course, a magician with the stick. Once again on the near side, just trying to correct himself. But that's a very clever play here from Scone. And that one will go through. And Pelon Sterling picks up his third of the afternoon, making it 8-4.
Yeah, Pelon once again getting tuned up here. And actually, this Scone team coming together very well. We have been very impressed by Cable Magnus's play in the 8 and 12 goal here at the Grand Champions Polo Club. And his mom also, Sarah Siegel Magnus, playing in the 8 and 12, and he has done a fabulous job. So stepping up here, and this team's working very well, gelling, as you can say, and have come alive here in this third chukker.
Ball back in play. We're down to the last few seconds of this first half. Audi on the move. Castagnola trying to avoid the traffic. Opens his shoulders. Sends a monster shot down the field. It just goes wide. Now what came first? The horn or? The horn came first, which of course will mean end of the first half. So 8-4, 3-0 in that Chukka alone. I'll be very keen to see what we come back with when these two teams come back after this halftime interval. You make sure you stay tuned. Like I said, it's very much gone in favour of Scone, who had a bit of a shaky start, but they've paced themselves. They've come back strong. We look forward to having you with us here on CTV Sports when we come back for the second half. Make sure you stay tuned.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day. And the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
Welcome back to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Jan Edik Frank, and we're live. Grand Champions Polo Club field number 3 for the 2023 Sterling Cup. And Jan, I want to go through the players for maybe some of our viewers that are just tuning in for the second half.
Yes, indeed. We've had an absolutely cracking first half. Scone getting off to the better start, winning that first chuck, as I said, by 2-1. Porotto, Cambiasso and Pelon Sterling both scoring. A penalty 2 taken by Hector Castagnola got them on the score sheet. But then it was very much Audi in chucker number 2. A hat-trick coming in within a matter of minutes, not even a minute and a half, under 2 minutes. Hector Castagnola scoring 3 times, only twice did Scone hit the target. Again, Cambiasso with a penalty 2 and Pelon Sterling. But interesting, Dale, was in chucker number 3. 4 unanswered goals coming from Scone. They really, put their foot down here. Didn't really see much of Audi. They had a few shots and a few runs on goal, but weren't able to convert. So you join us now as the players come back out on the field. And Audi, as I say, with 4 unanswered goals, have quite a bit of work to do here in chucker number 4.
Yeah, no, you said it. 4 teams entered this year, and Valiente is they're going to play tomorrow against the. It's going to be a fun game against Tamera, and the Tamera team with Ali Poma, Segundo Svaldi, Pedrito Zacharias, and Diego Cavanaugh, my man Diego. And going up against Bob Janavis, Adolfo Cambiasso, Peque Gonzalez, and Lucas Corral Jr. Valiente, Jan, and Audi, 2 most winning teams in the high goal over the last 15 years. And now look at Scone. Scone is coming on strong here to try to knock Audi out. Valiente is going to try to regain and come in tomorrow. And again, big shout out to Bobby Janavis, coming off of battling cancer for 2 years and doing a fabulous job coming out of that. So we got big love for Bobby. Great seeing him back on with the Valiente team. It looks like we're all ready to go as we have our mounted officials on the field. So they'll go ahead and line it up, and we'll get ready here. Well, remember, both teams still have challenges for the second half. So remember, Jan, as we set up, and we're going to go ahead and radio the time to the umpires when needed. As here we go, Jan, back to the action. Second half, you said it, 4 unanswered goals in the third chucker, and that changed everything around, and that's where you get it to 8-4.
So Audi now, let's see if they can do what they did in chucker number 2. I'm sure they'll have had some stern words being spoken in that halftime interval. And just as Audi was about to launch another offensive play, a whistle will stop the clock. Audi convinced it's going to go their way. So it'll be interesting to see what you make of that one.
Yeah,
there.
they come around there and it gets a big turn by the Audi team. The Hetna gets control, then Barto jumps into the rumble seat, and then it just looked like they didn't clear out quick enough, and so you just get the blocking foul here, and it's all based on not clearing out, or like Steve Lane would say, taking the most direct route out. Means you got to leave quickly. Most players, when they leave, when they're blocking a player, they want to leave in a direction that helps them go on the defense. So they want to either go towards the goal, and most of the time, to clear out of there, you need to clear out going away from the goal. So if you do clear out the wrong direction, you can get that call on you, and that's why you're going to go ahead and get your call. And the score will be 8-5 now here in our fourth Chukka play.
And that was the third penalty taken and converted by Hunter Castagnola, making his total tally of goals now a total of 5. And all the Audi team here, all three of them, appealing to the umpire, and that whistle did come. And as we said yesterday, Dale, sometimes the umpires like to just see how a play unfolds for that slightly slow
100%,
whistle.
100%. So you got the slow whistle there, as you could call it, Jan, or the late whistle. And that play's going to happen all day. Proto says, hey, man, I thought it came from the side. And but they didn't like it. But Proto's going to, he's the captain. He's going to ask them a good question there. Might as well check with the umpires. They're not going to use their challenge, which I agree with, a little too early. I don't like early changes, but Proto's just going to go ahead and say, let it go. And hey, it's going to hurt you. Here comes Barto.
Castagnola trying to get past Porotto Cambiasso. And you can see, he's working hard. He's done well. Now needs to turn that pony. Cambiasso, look, instead of going up, just toying here with Castagnola. Faking the back shot or faking the under the neck shot. In comes the number 2, Cody Ellis, to lend him a helping hand. He's done very well here, Cambiasso, with a lot of oversight. Great technique here. Just taking that ball, as I say, toying with Audi. And out of the air, he just hammers that across on the near side. Absolutely phenomenal polo here from Scone. Do not seem phased in the slightest. And that ball just running out of breath right at the end. What a great play here by Cambiasso.
No, you got to start away back here, right here in front of us. So, Jan, let's just go back to just the teamwork here. We get a sword fight with two of the best guys in the world, with Barto and with Proto. Proto wins it against Barto. Then they come right here in front of us under our high cam. Great play by Cody Ellis. Comes in, helps Proto escape the pack. Once Proto gets out of there, then David falls in line, and then you get him busting loose. So there's good teamwork here by Scone. You got to give credit where credit is due. These guys are firing on all cylinders here today against Audi, and they know they need to, so they're going to keep the fire up.
Play is called, and due to that infringement, and I think that's a good call here, Porotto picking up his fourth goal now of the match. And that, of course, makes it 9-5. So still that 4-goal cushion here in favour of Scone as they come back to the centre.
Yeah, boy, the wind is picking up also. So we've noticed that a lot of the game has been being played here on the west side of the field, Jan, and it's coming from the east. So I'm sure it's a little difficult playing as it blows away. But look at this kid go. Here comes Proto.
It's always great when they come right in front of us and you see the magic, you see, as you say, the elegance in motion here displayed by the still 9-goaler, but soon to be 10-goal, and he's still on the ball. And you know what, Dale, I've seen his father play for many, many years. It really does look like it's a young Adolfo out there.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Sometimes if you haven't seen them, if you didn't know there were announcers, you wouldn't even know. They're very similar with everything they do. They emulate each other so much, but you see that with a lot of the young players today, Jan. If you notice a lot of the fathers, especially the high goal fathers that were 8, 9, 10 goals, you notice their sons and their daughters do emulate them a lot in the saddle and the way they hit the ball.
Well, it is, of course, the best example to go by. You've got a 10-goal father.
You might as well, right? Well, I don't know. I've talked to Proto. I talked to Adolfo about coaching, and he said, being their parents also, he doesn't try to push them too much. He brings it up, but then he lets them kind of figure it out on his own, and then usually they work it out as the days go. go on, he says.
Well, of course, the players need to develop their own style, but of course, when you can learn from the best, you'd be a fool not to.
Yeah, you know, and he said also, you know, Adolfo's done a lot of coaching lately, but when I interviewed him back then, he wasn't doing much coaching, but he really loves the game so much, he says now he's really enjoying doing that.
So quickly taken from the 5B spot here, Castagnola, Barto. In comes the challenge, and getting very, very actively involved in all levels here, being up in the front in attack, but also back in defence here, Cambiasso, and again coming out on top. But of course, there's just one too many, or this time it wasn't a Castagnola, it was a Ganzi. It was the younger of the two. Grant Ganzi coming in and just trying to sort of secure possession of that ball to try and keep it, or keep the momentum going. Again, Cambiasso with a superb pass up the field, and that'll be taken as he sends it across the halfway line by Cable Magnus. The two number ones now battling it out. Ganzi Senior here picking up a nice little backhand, but only as far as the man with the number 4 in the shirt 4 already scored, Pelon Sterling. Again, this fourth Chukka now picking up a nice bit of pace. It was short-lived. Castagnola into the corner. It's incredible to see these horses that these guys are on, and how agile they are, how they just flow with the slightest of commands given by these players. Again, look at that under the neck, picture perfect here from Castagnola to Castagnola, but Scone saw that one coming. They read it well. Little backhand chip shot here, looking for well, I think he was looking for Cambiasso. Cambiasso just biding his time, leaves this one now for Ellis. Ellis gives it back to Cambiasso, and he sends a rocket down the field, but it just goes out to the left-hand side.
Now it's down to 3:11 on the clock, which is going to take us to our courtesy change. You know, back in the day, Yan, this tournament was so huge. It was such the go-to tournament to win. I mean, I remember playing in this tournament when it was at the, we're on a courtesy change. We are on the courtesy change with 3:11 on the clock, 9-5 here on the score. And as I was saying, you know, Yan, back at Palm Beach Polo, where this tournament actually started, it used to be the second tournament of the year, and it was a warm up as they went for the toward the opener when they're using it. And it used to include over 18 teams. 18 teams, my man.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? And you had Savinia play with the BGK team. Pegasus. Let me give you some names here. I'll bring you back. C.S. Brooks.
Oh, I remember.
Grant's Farm Manor. Big shout out to
Yes.
the Bush boys. Revlon.
Yes.
Calumet Farms. Pony Express. Big shout out. Bless his heart. Bob Daniels. His son is playing with us right now here.
What year?
Isla Carroll. White Birch. Catamount. Diablo's Blue. I'm going to name some. Just keep on going. You can just go on with it.
What year was that, Dale? What year was this?
They started all this back in the 1995 when it was last played, and we resurrected it. So this goes way back. I mean, they've been playing this tournament for 30 years. This is when they went from Palm Beach Polo to the IPC, and then it was shut down, and then Melissa Ganzi, the president of Grand Champions, resurrected the tournament and has made its home here at the Grand Champion Polo Club.
And what better home to bring it back to as we go now back to the action. We are live here at Grand Champions Field number 3, the first of our two semi-finals of the Sterling Cup 2023. Audi in the black shirts against Scone in the white, who are currently leading by 9-5. Dale, you mentioned it earlier, and we can't remind you often enough, the second semi-final will be taking place tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Make sure you tune into CTV Sports. Of course, that game tomorrow will also be coming to you here from Grand Champions Polo Club. 2.5 minutes left to play on the clock. 4 goals in it. As we were just saying, 9-5. That sounds like a Dolly Parton to me.
It was a Dolly Parton score, and I want to see Audi, to press this here. At least they're coming out even here in this 4 chukker. So both teams coming out of the tent. Very well organized. And look at this. They're going to get one.
Well, we did, but we also had a whistle. Ganzi just putting the finishing touches on that play. And as that ball went over the line, there was a whistle. We'll have to, see what the umpires make of that one. Audi making their way back to the halfway line, convinced it's going to go in their favour. But I think the umpire's final decision, has it or has it been made? I know you could see that you're looking at the replay there, Dale. What are you seeing on the screen?
So it looks like they came together there, and one player turned, and then they came back, and I'm trying to see if there's a foul in the play, if they're going to take it in. But Grant put the ball in the goal. So I'll check with our Mount officials. Is that a goal or no goal?
Well, the way or where that ball's been placed, it would
So
seem.
no goal on the play, guys. We had a foul before. So a foul before the goal shot. And that's why we got a penalty 5 from the center.
In favour of Scone. So a little bit unlucky there for Grant Gansey. Would have liked to have seen him get his first score of this semi-final. There one. It'll be pen on Sterling. Just making it look so easy. Sterling hammers a ball down, but again, a whistle just stopping the play with 1:48 left on the clock here in Chukka number 4.
And you can see there, getting a little bit tough here on the defense. Both teams down on the south goal. We saw 4 or 5 players come together. Now here in the north goal, we're seeing the same thing. Pelon, he gets control of the ball. One player gets taken out. Then you have 3 or 4 players. He's trying to work his way through. They finally come together. And then we get a call on the play. So we had a blocking, a player getting hit in front, uneven ride-off before the shot, and that'll be a penalty 5A in favor of Audi, and it's going to be Bartel.
Castagnola quickly taken from the spot, sends the ball out to the right-hand side, finding, and he's completely on his own. Head to Castagnola, a lot of space to work with. Bartel just tucks in behind him. Pelon also keeping the pressure on, and this is that team, that brother, that sibling team play. And again, Barto able to take the ball into midfield. A lot of room to work with. Castagnola, Hector coming in, sending everybody down one side of the field. Barto still in possession. Now comes Cambiasso in for a challenge. And we've seen these two challenge out quite a lot. Now, once again, a whistle with a little over a minute left to play.
Well, here you go, and it's the old Steve Lane call. You can throw a washcloth over the players. They're so tight there. You can imagine you could put 4 or 5 600 to 800 pound animals in such a small area. But Polo, they gets it done. It's almost like a ballet at one point as they come in here. Proto steals it away. I was confused by the helmet. And as they come around there, then you get another ride-off, and it's going to be a turn on the play. So you got to be careful here. Proto actually steals it away cleanly, but as he steals it away and tries to escape the crowd, he's actually turning in front of everybody. So they're looking at about, let's talk ball placement here. You're at about the 70-yard line, and you're right on the boards. So they're going to move that ball to the 60-yard mark, and Audi will get an opportunity, and it's going to be number 3 in the gray helmet. And you know who that is.
I think that's Mr. Castagnola Heta. And this one is definitely high in the sky, but is it straight? It goes out to the left-hand side. I think that's the first one he's missed today, Dale, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's actually been, tough on the long ball, on the long shots. And that's where last year, if you remember, Jan, he was deadly. So early in the season, though, they'll dial it in. Remember, super strong. Usually these guys come back, and it's when they miss one, they come back and make another one. And here they go on the melee play on the far side. It's going to be Peroto.
Yeah, they do that just to prove a point. We've seen that so often. Cambiasso will leave that one. Clearing the way. There is the horn, the siren. We're down to the last 30 seconds of play. Audi once again caught on the back foot. 2 more Chukkas in which they can turn this score line around. They trail by 4 goals at the moment, and Scone coming at them again, very, very strong. And another whistle on that play.
And that will end our 4th Chukker play, because remember, Jan, in the game of polo, when there is a penalty in the final 30 seconds of a Chukker, they will go ahead and commence that foul in the following Chukker unless it happens in the 6th Chukker. So we'll send everybody off. And, well, a pretty even Chukker. 1 goal by each team, but the score of 9-5. And Scone with the 4-goal lead. We'll send both teams off for some fresh 4-legged athletes, and we'll be back for our 5th Chukker of play here on CTV Sports.
Hi, I'm Nick Weaver. I am the co-founder and COO of Blue Delta Gene Co. I've probably measured over 30,000 butts, 7 feet tall and 7 feet wide. Doesn't matter. It is fun making people happy. When you make a garment that fits, that's one thing. When you make a garment fit and look good, that's another thing. And we are very good at the latter. We have grown our company by taking care of people. We have grown by making jeans that fit. There are some things that will never change. Where it's made, how it's made, and who's making them. Every jean is one of one. But now we can get you measured from anywhere in the world. We have rolled out a virtual tailor system, blown away with the technology. It's unbelievable how accurate it is. It's a quick, easy, touchless way so we can get the measurements to make you a pair of damn good jeans.
Okay, Fit Chucker action. Dale Schwetz, Jan, Edic Frank, CTV Sports. Thank you for joining us here for our broadcast of the 2023 Sterling Cup Semifinal number 1. Make sure you join us for Temera and Valiente tomorrow. That should be an amazing game. All the high goalers are in town, Jan, Edic Frank. Can you feel it in the air?
Oh, I can feel it. I can taste it. And it is so good to be back here at Grand Champions Polo Club, Dale. And once again, I can't thank you enough for having me. It's always great to see so many familiar faces. I'd like to once again say hello and good afternoon to a lot of the people that I've met over the years. Coming back to Wellington, it's a pleasure to be back here. And also, I was over at the studio this afternoon. What an incredible setup, CTV, and what Mike Ferreira has done with his crew. Absolutely second to none. And it really is a privilege and an honour to be part of this CTV Sports team. As the players are now coming back out on the field, you said it just now yourself, Dale, 1 goal apiece.
You know, we were talking about this trophy, Jan, and you were very interested in, how long it's been since it came back. Well, we got to interview Mark Gansey, and he said, it's a great trophy, one of the great 22-goal trophies. And when he came here in the early 90s and 2000s, they wanted to win the Sterling Cup. It was all about winning the Sterling Cup. It was one of the premier 22-goal tournaments before you warmed up for the U.S. Open. And so to hear the Cobra say that, who's a U.S. Open winner himself, and so we're just thrilled to have this as our first high gold game tournament of the season.
Indeed, and with that being said, Dale, let's go back to the action now and let's see what Castagnola can tee up here for your man you just spoke about, Mr. Mark Gansey. He's going to try and go for a little very difficult angle under the neck shot. Castagnola coming back to lend a helping hand. He's in the corner. He's got a bit of traffic, but again, the agility of these ponies, absolutely phenomenal. And that's what is also what makes coming here at Grand Champions so special. Where else will you see these kind of ponies playing and allowing their players to do exactly what they do? And with that, another cracking goal here. Goal number 6 for Hector Castagnola.
Hector showed you how to get it done as he just working it around. He starts on the boards and works it all the way in. And this is a tough defensive team, Scone, but good work there. Is everybody working very hard? Look at the way that four-legged athlete that Hector Castagnola was riding pushes David over. David Sterling goes back and almost wins the ride-off. But 2, as you said, Jan, that footage of our end zone cam with those 2 four-legged athletes riding each other off so clean and hard. Remember, they're 600 to 800 pounds, man. Going at it, just beautiful work there, and what 2 great riders, man! Unbelievable footage right there. On the move, it's gonna be Proto.
Cambiasso on the move once again. Look at him trying to send that ball further down. But Dale, just looking at my score sheet here, what now obviously is becoming more and more apparent. If I look at Team Audi, Castagnola is the only man to have scored.
Yeah, Heta scored every goal for the Audi team, and now on the breakaway here, it's going to be picked up and taken in as David Sterling worked that ball and shuts it down like, the old Top Gun move, and then fire one well. And David Sterling, man, I told you, this guy, he shows you so many different looks. 1 minute he's running full speed, next minute he's shutting it down, laying it down, shooting it from 60. So a great goal there by number 4, and keeping that 1-1. Every time that the Audi team scores, Scone seems to answer back.
Absolutely, they do. And with that also, he's put his team into double figures, 10 goals to 6, and that 4-goal cushion still very much in place here for Team Scone. But as you said, Dale, 1 goal apiece, and just like we ended the previous Chukka number 4, it was only 1 goal apiece, so I'm sure we'll see a few more coming here in Chukka number 5. Cambiasso picks up that ball that came from Cody Ellis. Another very, very intelligent player. And on the second attempt, sends that one and sends Pelon Sterling on the way. But that was a little bit too deep as Botta Castagnola got there first. Ganzi, this time it's Grant who's possibly anticipating a long ball to come his way. Now remember, he got denied that goal earlier. There was a foul just before he scored. And I'm pretty sure that he would love to get another chance. And there is that, monster rocket of a shot there coming once again. A little bit too steep. Scone will pick this one up deep in their own half. Can Audi regain possession? Well, there's a whistle.
Wow, what a laser beam of a play right there as they come flying around the turn there. I mean, Barto Casanola hit that ball at head level. And that ball must have been going 120, 25 miles an hour. You love that 90-mile-an-hour fastball in baseball, everybody. Well, imagine being on a 600-pound animal riding 30 miles an hour and having one go by your head at 120 miles an hour. So, I don't really feel as bad for the baseball players when they get hit with a ball on a pitch after knowing, how it can be on the polo field. So that ball went 140 yards, and then we're going to go ahead and have an umpire challenge here.
Okay, the first umpire challenge we've seen in this semi-final. Now, you did mention it earlier, of course, and for those viewers, once again, let me remind you, we have a so-called challenge, which is given to both teams per half. Audi making the most of or using their challenge in the first half. It was turned down or was denied. But the umpires also have a challenge opportunity to take one per half if they are not on the same page, and this is exactly why that technology is so crucial and so important, especially of course at this level, to verify exactly what was seen. Now of course we've got the 2 end cameras, we've got the center cam, and of course the drone, so plenty of footage to work with. And our man in the studio, our third official and our instant replay official, Mr. Steve Lane, he's a man also with a third eye, if you will. He will see things that most people, most mortals can't see. And Dale, I'm just looking where he's gone. He's talking as I'm talking to you to get the latest after that review of that footage. And that, of course, is very, very helpful for the 2 mounted officials. The idea is that one will ride parallel to the run of play, and one will ride behind. But with 8 guys out there, and at this speed, at these speeds that these guys are going at, it's not always possible to see everything from every single angle. And this is where the technology, as Dale was saying, is something which we very much embrace here at Grand Champions Polo Clubs. It makes life so much easier. So please just bear with us as we wait for the outcome of the challenge. This time, as I say, called by our two mounted officials. Well, I can tell you so much. The way that they, or where they're placing that ball, it looks like it's going to go in favour of Audi. But he's on his way back now to let us know exactly what the outcome and what the reason for that challenge was. To tell you, of course, exactly why the umpires have come to the decision to award this penalty.
Right, this is amazing. Let the penalty shot go here, and I'll explain this for you and break it down. Heta Casanola on the open goal penalty 3. Heta. Okay, so I always talk about embracing the technology. Well, this is the reason why, and this is why we allow the umpire challenge in the World Polo League and at the Grand Champions Polo Club. This was a very dicey play. Two players come together on a quick line change. They weren't sure. They actually thought maybe the black had fouled there on that play. So they went ahead and blew the whistle, blew it dead on the contact, sent it to our IRO third man who got to slow it down, use their drone footage, and found out that the foul was actually against the white. So they thought they had it against the black, so we reversed the call, and that becomes a huge play, Jan and Frank, because it gives an open goal penalty instead of a penalty 5 from center.
Yeah.
So great job again by the team. Now we might have we might go ahead and use a trigger here, and we can use a trigger here if we need to. We'll see if the umpires need to look at the video, but I think they might not.
Yeah, Cody got, unfortunately, he got a little
bad luck there.
Yeah, he got a little clip there by Grant, but Grant was straight to the man to apologize. And, Grant is not only a great polo player, but he really is also a gentleman, both on and off the field, straight away making sure that Cody was okay. And that, of course, can happen, in the heat of the moment.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of energy, man. This is an adrenaline-pumping sport. Two of the top teams in the world. Audi trying to work their way back. Scone demonstrating high-level polo today. And with a 3-goal difference at 4:20 on the clock, tons of time in the polo game.
Castagnola to guess who? Castagnola. It lands on the green, and Castagnola just hammers that one down. Absolutely incredible. And, what else is there to say for this young man, the only man to have scored in this team Audi?
And he's back to the hat trick here, Jan, in the fifth chukker now. And I don't know if he scored these 3 goals within 2 minutes, but I know he scored 2 goals in less than a minute. Because he received a penalty 2, came back to the center, got the bowl in. Then they had a penalty 5, and he went the other way. They scored 2 goals in less than 45 seconds.
And not only that, they are coming back strong here. Currently, as it stands in this penultimate 5th chukker, 3-1 in favour of Audi. So they're making up a lot of lost ground. And they still have, just shy of 4 minutes to play in this chuck. And then, of course, the 6th and final chucker. So this is far, far, far from over.
You got it. Now, last year, Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek, Melissa Ganzi with Gonzalito Pierez, Juan Martin Zubia, and Alejandro Navisa Estrada. They won with a 16-12 win over Casablanca, which was Pablo Spinacci, Tomacho Pierez, Nacho Novija Estrada, and Juan Bellini. Zubia was the MVP, and if you see him driving around in a Jeep Renegade,
I saw him yesterday.
Guess what?
Yeah, you won that last year.
He won that.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Juan Martin. He's such a great kid, man. I love seeing him. But congratulations to them. They were winners last year. But this year, who will be in the finals and is going on right now between Audi and Scone?
Mark Ganzi picks up that loose ball, gives it straight back to Hector Castagnola. As we said, so far, responsible for all 8 goals on the account of Audi. I'm sure he'd like to make it 9, and if not 10. And as I said, this is far, far, far from over. And Scone, not in the slightest phase. We have a 2-on-1 situation going on here. Scone getting further and further downfield into Audi territory. Down comes the hammer from Grant Ganzi. He saw it coming. Pelon Sterling, a little daisy cutter as it gone through. My goodness, what a cracking goal. Goal number 2 for the 9-goaler here for Scone.
Oh, yeah, he's going to pick up 2 in the 5th chukker, and it's going to be his 6th goal of the day. But more importantly, Jan, here comes David Sterling. Every time you need him to raise his level, he does this. He comes back. You don't even see him out there. Sometimes he's a ghost.
Yep.
Next thing you know, bang, he's back on it, scoring goals, making a big defensive play, doing something to change the game. And once again, he gets them back on top.
And with that, they restore a 3-goal cushion. They were up at to 4 for quite a while. It's now just down to 3, and that's a nice little under the neck shot from Castagnola. He's found Barto, but Barto coming across what looked, from where I'm sitting here, Dale, correct me if I'm wrong, that already in possession taken line by Cambiaso.
Yeah, so they come alive here, and it's a good run. You're going to get great drone footage here. Great flying, my man Austin, top drone pilot in the world. You can see that Bartle came from left to right. And remember, the player following the ball has the right of way over a player moving from right to left or left to right, unless they have at least 2 horse lengths. In this case, they did it. Foul on the black. Here comes Proto.
Cambiasso with a lot of space to work with. Watch him go. Cambiasso corrects that little bouncing ball. Cambiasso again. We had more or less exactly that situation on that very same near post, trying to just sort of smudge it or nudge it in, I should say, on the near side, on the right side. A little bit unlucky, but again, incredible how quick they can just turn things around.
No, you got to give credit is due though here. Yeah, and great second effort here by Bartol Casanola. I mean, he puts a little rub on Peroto at the end there. Peroto slam dunks this ball, and that is a goal-saving defensive play. But look at this. Here they go again on the battle. Defensive battle, and it's going to be picked up and helped up by Heta.
Nice little backhand shot there from brother Barto, and Heta, look how easy he makes it look. He just found, or he just has a sense for where the gaps are. Now the Cobra going up as well, anticipating that ball to come across at some point. Pelon now going back to stick with Mark Ganzi. Takes the pace out of the play just a little bit. Let's look at the clock. A little over a minute left to play. Back to Barto. Barto back to Heta Castagnola. Like a well-oiled machine, these two boys. And there is the open shot there, looking for the Cobra. He'll try, and he does well to pick it up on the near side, but Cambiasso saw it coming, put his stick down in the way. Up against the sideboards. Again, Castagnola, he saw in the corner of his eye that Barto was on the move. Grant coming across the newly established right-of-way. The whistle with 49 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, this is the tricky one because not 100% on the line, but there's no right-of-way on the near side. The near side being the left side of the pony. There's never a right-of-way there. So if there is a player in the vicinity that can make a play, and it was David Sterling who was there, you need to give him the ability to make the hook. Yeah. And if Grant can jump the right-of-way there and go offside, and he's okay. But being on the near side, he doesn't give David a chance to make the hook. So they got to blow the whistle there. Just tough act for Grant Double G, but high energy play. They'll move it to center, though. And we'll have an opportunity here for Scone. And what do you got here? About 49 seconds.
Sterling taps the ball in over the halfway line. Cambiasso making a move. Being given a lot of space to move in. There comes the once again perfect pass. A little under the neck or a backhand just to keep the ball in play. And easy pickings. This time he won't make a mistake. Third time lucky for Peroto Cambiasso. And with that, Horndale, that brings us to the end of Chukka number 5.
Yeah, well, good positive possession, and I talk a lot about it here on CTV Sports. You need to have positive possessions on the penalty 5s, the knock-ins, and anything from the center or a 5A or B. You need to have positive possessions, and there's a power polo play to end the Chukka by Scone, and to leave it now 12-8. So we'll get ready for our 6th and final Chukka. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on CTV Sports. Hey, six Chucker action, 2023 Sterling Cup. Dale Schwetz, Jan Edick Frank, CTV Sports. And as we started this one out, it was a 22-goal teams. When I say 22-goal team, two very strong 22-goal teams. It was a 2-1 Scone at the end of the first. Then it was 4-4 after the second. And a very, very tight game. And then that third Chucker is where Scone, they outscored Audi 4-0. 4 unanswered goals to make it 8-4. 9-5 after the fourth. 12-8 after the fifth. And here we are in our sixth Chucker. Jan, and what do you think, buddy?
Well, first of all, I think there's still a lot of revving in the Audi engine. I think we shouldn't write them off for starters.
No, mucho tiempo, as they say.
As they do, indeed. So I think also that last Chucker, the last two Chuckers, very, as you just said, very even. A goal apiece in the fourth.
Very even.
3 goals apiece in the fifth. So
it was really, if you look back, it's really just the third Chucker.
That's it.
One Chucker can kill you,
Yep.
can make you or break you in a game of polo. Here we go. Let's see if they get done.
With the number 2, and that'll be Cody Ellis. And Scone once again, and you don't want to give the ball to that man, because he will just, make mincemeat of that. That is goal number 7, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Number 6, I do beg your pardon. Goal number 6 for Porotto Cambias. And again, very consistent, Dale. If we look at the score sheet, he scored 1 goal per Chukka, and he's now getting his tally in. So 6 goals, and this now, of course, the 6th Chukka.
Yeah, and you got to give again the role players, as I call them, Cable Magnus and Cody Ellis, are doing a fabulous job on the rotation here, because you can't really tell who's playing what position on the Scone team. And here we go, though. The Cobra's going to get an opportunity.
Let's hope he can put this one through. It's pretty straight from where I'm sitting. And he will surely not let this one go through, and he doesn't. That's well overdue, and that makes him only the second player in that team to actually score.
Yeah. You know, the Cobra had a good run early, if you remember. It went a little wide. Otherwise, he's been playing a lot of defense, and it kind of eliminated him from pulling the team. Yeah. And I like when the Cobra's pulling a team. When the Cobra's pulling a team, then you got to have somebody play deep.
Yep.
They don't need anybody deep right now, so they got to keep using the Cobra. He's mounted up very well, this Chucker.
Still 4 goals in it. Ball back in play, and once again, Scone on the move. Nice little cut shot here coming from Cody Ellis. Can he get round the outside of Grant Gansey? I fear not. Gansey will send that over to the boards, just away from the danger zone. Straight away picked up here by Castagnola. Tries to control that ball. Has to slam on the brakes. Sends it up the field. And guess who he's looking at to try and pick that one up? Barto, of course. And enough time for Castagnola. I beg your pardon, for Cambiasa to come back, turn things around. Look how quickly they stop and turn. Ducks his head there. Cody Ellis going up now also, of course, Cable Magnus to choose from. Pelon Sterling just coming in to hover the Cobra in defence. You said it yourself, and that's why Pelon came back. He feared that might be needed, so he came back to lend a helping hand. Again, a very difficult angle as he came in on that turn, but the pressure and the speed now, obviously, here in the 6th and final Chuck, are extremely high.
Yeah, no, moving hard. Now, Proto starts this one off with a huge shot, and again, remember the role players. Cody hammers the first ball. Cody Ellis has played a lot of high goal polo. He understands release the ball, one-touch polo, as we call it. Does it very well. Cobra a little upset there. He thought that maybe they rode into his back shot there. Looked a little bit weird from here, but we're 150 yards away. On the play, though, it's going to be controlled now again by Hitta.
Castagnola with a little bit of pressure coming in from Cody Ellis. And he also manages to very cleverly find that little gap. What do you always say, Dale? Bobbing and weaving and
ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving.
Exactly. That's exactly what he just did. And Barto, he did not hit that with enough power. Cambiasso, once again, the recipient will be thinking, you know what, let's just hammer this one all the way up to Fort Lauderdale.
And the clock goes tick, tick, tick.
It does.
And that's all he knows, and that's one play that's going to help him here. As Proto, very smart player, and it might send us into the Kersey change here, so why not? Take the shot, get on some fresh legs. You got a nice lead. Super smart play by the young player here. And, as they go along here, he has done a great job. Now, remember, both teams still have challenges, Jan. We have not seen All we've had was the one umpire challenge, which we used here in the beginning in the four chukker, which I thought was a brilliant play by our three-man team. Esteban Ferrari, Gaston Dorniak, and Steve Lane. It was a rubbing and racing play where a play came from the outside. Who is creating the danger on that play? They actually thought it was against the black, and it was against the white. So it's a great play to check. That's why we have the umpire challenge in place in the Grand Champion Polo Club, Aspen Valley Polo Club, CTV Sports, and the World Polo League.
Yeah, and I need to correct myself, of course. As your lovely wife did say, that's not Fort Lauderdale, that's Orlando. Fort Lauderdale's the other way.
Yeah, you're going the wrong direction. It's okay. You're from out of town. We let that go to guys like
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I was actually thinking about some of my glory days down in Fort Lauderdale when you said that, so I didn't even think about it.
No, but your wife, she's always very good. She knows where the wind comes from. She knows what town is where.
Yeah, if everybody knew how much help we have to get through a broadcast, they would not believe it.
No, they wouldn't.
They would not believe how much help we have.
It's the hours in makeup that always get me, Dale.
We love it. We love it. All right, so here we go. Now, this is where things can change. I mean, great start by Scone here to start the six chukker, but this is the courtesy change. And Jan Attic Frank, we've said this many times. We've already seen Heta Casastola score 3 goals in under 2 minutes.
Yep.
So you do the math.
Exactly.
He gets on a fresh one here, and he has the ability to change. Now, remember, the courtesy change is just a change that we use that is one time per chukker for everybody, but you could change at any time.
Yep.
So if they do get in a situation where they can get a couple penalties or they can work it out and they can get a couple quick goals, they're back in this.
And as you said, Adele, plenty of time left, 3:54, so just shy of 4 minutes. 4 goals are needed by Audi, and as you just rightly said, Heta Castagnola, if anybody can do it, within under 2 minutes scoring a hat-trick, that would, of course, definitely put the pressure on Audi. Beg your pardon, on Scone, who are currently in that lead. So let's see if Audi can rev up that engine and put a dent into Scone's.
Yeah, at least they have control now. They have possession of the ball. That's going to be a big part. Keeping the possession, having the possession. And so let's see what they can do here. Here we go. The give and go, Brothers Castagnola.
Once again, Heta on the move. A lot of room to work with. And he's got the Cobra coming in through the centre. Yeah, he tried to do a bend it like Beckham and send it over there. He tried to outplay 2 of those Scone players. But look at that focus and perseverance here. Castagnola just hammers that one. I don't believe what I just saw.
My Lord.
He just tipped it up on at the end of his mallet and then with a nice cut shot. That looked like a Nick Roldan shot to me.
No, que golazo. Come on, hit the Castagnola. This is the goal of the day here. The Cobra, he goes across, and that gave, just got everybody discombobulated a little bit, and then he left it. Cody backs it with not enough angle. Heta takes it out of the air once, twice, and then volleyed that ball. Yeah, one-time volley.
Unbelievable.
What a goal.
Unbelievable. Well,
What a goal.
That is what you can expect to see a lot more of here at Grand Champions Polo Club, not only tomorrow for the second of our, wow, what a nice cut shot there by Margenzi! And again, a touch, the coolest of touches by Castagnola, but I think we're going to have to kind of give that goal to Marcus.
Are you doing the math?
I'm doing the math.
Are you doing the math?
I'm doing the math, Dale. I'm doing the math.
Do the math, man, because I'm telling you right now, already 2 goals in less than a minute, and they are on fire right here. But possession is very, very important. So these bowl-ins now, the face-off in hockey, the bowl-in in polo. Back to the center.
Here we go then. Now they need to win, as you said. They need to get possession. They've got it. Castagnola has it. Coming in there for a challenge was Cody Ellis. He's going to get another hammer, another shot at this. Will that go in? Will Barto put that one through? Castagnola trying to just finish it here. My goodness.
Oh.
What an
I thought he almost going to make that from like 140 yards.
That's what I thought. I thought so too.
It's just bad luck there because actually he had the Cobra on the breakaway early, but Barto, he actually had to control his swing so he didn't get hooked. It was just bad luck. Someone was in the vicinity. I think it was Cody Ellis. But that just slowed the attack, or they scored 3 goals in less than a minute and a half, Jan.
They did indeed. And here comes Scone once again with Porotto, Cambiasso, look at this one-touch polo. Cody will be thinking, I'll have a piece of this, thank you very much. Sends it out to the right-hand side. He's got Grant Gansey on his hip, on the near side, trying to centre it, but another Audi defender, this time the number 4, Barto Castagnola coming back. They steal it, and this is turning out to be literally a give and go, like a game of tennis. All of a sudden, the ball goes back south. I've worked out where the south is now, Dale. Absolutely incredible. The dying now minute and 15 seconds here of Chukka, number 6. The Cobra, looking for his second goal. Mark Gansey. Oh.
Just off to the side.
Man,
this has been the fastest chucker.
Yep.
Back and forth. Both teams have just been running and gunning and gunning and running. And yeah, just everywhere around the field. They're covering all 10 acres, 9 acres between the boards. And just unbelievable. But now control goes back to David
Sterling. Now, surely he'll be looking at that clock, 40 seconds and counting. 2 goals still the cushion. It's shrunk from 4 to 2, but if they can just hold on to possession here. Barto on the halfway line manages to steal it back. Nice control on the near side. We've had the first siren, the first horn. Cambiasso, Porotto, will he finish? He's running. He's got all the time in the world, takes aim. The last few seconds, Porotto, Cambiasso sends that one all the way to Orlando. And that is another cracking goal here by Porotto Cambiasso, making his 7th goal. And with that, it's all over. So the final score then, 14-11 in favour of Scone. A great way to finish here for young Porotto Cambiasso, the highest scorer within that team with a total of 7 goals. He kind of ruined the average of scoring twice in that last 6th and final Chukka. But what a great game we saw here. What a fantastic first semi-final. And before I go back to hand it over back to you, Dale, remember tomorrow, of course, at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you join us here on Chukka TV. But now over to Dale for the stats.
Thank you so much, Jan Eric Frank. And, well, what a game to start off the high goal season. And like I said, it was just really the third chucker is a different. But 14-11 shots on goal. You're going to see this game is very close on all these stats. Audi, 18 shots. Scone, 20 shots. Only 2 goal, 2 shot difference. Knock-ins, 7 by Scone, 6 by Audi. 1 different. Throw-ins, 14, 1 by Audi. 11, 1 by Scone. 3 goal difference. Not a big difference. Fouls committed, though. Scone, very loose, 14 fouls. That's too many. They'll clean that up. They need to clean that up in the finals. 7 fouls committed by Audi. That's a little better. I like that. Penalty scored, 3 by Audi, 2 by Scone. Once again, very, very close. And I told you, it goes right across the board based on the stats. Well done, guys, in the CTV studios. But it was that third chucker. 4 unanswered goals. Scone, they just never looked back after that. They kept that 2 or 3 goal lead and edged out Audi here in our first game, our first semifinal. So remember, check the scheduling as we will have our second semifinal for the 2023 Sterling Cup, where we'll have, well, Tamara going up against Valiente. Can't wait for that. For Jan Eric Frank, I'm Dale Schwetz. I speak for everyone at CTV Sports when I say thank you for making us the leaders of polo broadcasting. And always remember, here at CTV Sports, we love the polo.